it's a very, very fine line, especially with new people in the soccer card market. So the question I'd probably ask to Vincent, and I know these are really hard questions, and these are the questions I want to tackle. It's Soccer Card Collective, because other people will kind of avoid them because they are too difficult, and maybe not play into their narrative, but I don't really give a shit. So in saying that, if you are a new person to the hobby, if you have a new person who hasn't collected soccer cards before, Vincent, what would be what would you tell them, and what would you tell them to avoid with all these influencers out there?
I think the first thing you need to do if you join a new market is to be completely honest with yourself. I think that's the first step, because a lot of people use that only invest in what you like to have like a some kind of backdoor. If you buy a card and it doesn't turn out to be valuable in the future, you can always say, oh yeah, but I just like the card. It doesn't even matter. Well, sure it does, because if you have a bad taste and you only buy players you like and you hope to make a good return in the future, well, I can like Obsidian, but if no one gives a crap about Obsidian in like 5 years, well, I can still like the card, but I'm not going to turn a profit. Basically, in the last year and a half, everything you bought turned into a profit. Basically, you needed to be like you needed to buy like some kind of custom made whatever to not make a profit. So I would say just be honest with yourself, and just don't start buying left, right, and center. Like, just calm down. Don't jump into FOMO, because that's what killed a lot of people with the Prism stuff as well last year. For people that followed that go up and kept going up, and everyone was saying the same. Everyone was saying the same about it can only go up. Like, the market is coming, and the Euro was on the way, and the Champions League was in full swing, and it couldn't get lower because it was Messi and Ronaldo's first Prism cards. I mean, if everyone is saying it, then there's probably something wrong. Like, if everyone is on the same boat, that's never a good thing, because you need like different voices. And that would be the next thing. Like, listen to different kinds of people. If everyone is talking about Shadow the Kid a lot, then just buy one of his and go to the next guy. Like, it's you need different voices. If the only thing you hear is Prism is going off, that's not good. You need people to tell you maybe it isn't the right time to buy into Prism right now. So I think you need different kinds of voices as well. And just try to find people that you think know about the sport as well, not only about the card aspect, but also about the sport. Because again, if you only listen to people that know the cards world, you would still be buying Prism. So I think there's a lot of things that you can do to or need to do, but at the end of the day, it's all about fun. It's about connecting with other people, networking, and building a relationship as well. But yeah, I've been going left, right, and center on this, but yeah, that's it basically.
As I said, just to chime in there a little bit, there was so much prosperity about that 2014 Prism boom, wasn't there? Everyone was like, "This is never going to end. It's all going," and yeah, well, it didn't. After a while, it did stop. So, did I just lag out there for a sec?
No, you're in. All good.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say everyone else was lagging, and I was just, I don't know. Another thing I just wanted to add as well is, after, we'll probably see it a bit more for new people or just starting out. You'll probably see it a bit more when Champions League comes around and there's more eyes on what's happening. The time to buy a player, then right at that second, that when they have a big game. Like we saw it with the most recent example I can think of is Doku. After he had that game for Belgium where he killed it at the Euros, his top scoring refractors were, $5-10 US. Got up to around, I don't know, because Saucy tells me all the time about it. He always talks about it. They got up to around $40 US after that game. And it's like, if you're buying them at $40 US, they're all the way back down at 10 now, or 10 or 15. So that's one thing I wanted to just put out there, because it's something I try and employ as much as I can. Just think like that mindset, like, this isn't the last opportunity to buy this player. Like, there will always be dips and better times. And there's definitely, like, off topic, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about with F1. Just to ease my mind a little bit.
Me too. I'm right there with you with F1. So many times I've been to push the buy button.
Oh, same, don't worry.
Had to take a deep breath. You brought up a fantastic point, and one that, you know, we've talked about, you guys have talked about it on Crunch Time as well. Always have your card listed, right? And we talk about it in investment markets as well. You know, you got to look at your entry point, and you got to think, how much has this card run up by, and then how much is it going to run up by if you're looking at in the short-term flip. So if a player has performed really, really well and done its run, and you're buying, then you got to think like, okay, you've bought there. What is going to take that card to the next level? You know, are you going to be holding it for a long, long time, hoping for a transfer potentially? Is another game where he's going to score goal going to double this card in value after the entry point that you've got? Or is it more likely, like Luke said, that you know, some weeks are going to go past where he's going to have some average games and he's going to drop back down? So you just got to really, really think about that. And it's not hard to talk about, let's say, I don't know, talk about Lukaku just after he scored a goal for Chelsea, saying we should invest in. It's the easiest thing to do, right? It's harder to bring up the player that I can't even pronounce, which was Vincent's player from Club Brugge, you know, King Charles, because, you know, the player is a player that is coming up, is very low value, like, you know, that doesn't cost a lot to get into. You know, if you lose, you don't lose huge, but if you win big. And I think that you really need to think about your entry point. And if you really like a player, you need to consider what the long-term prospects are. And you need to really think about, especially when you've got Haaland cards, that he's got the ability to become one of the greatest players in the world. He's got the ability to win Ballon d'Ors, but he's got just as easy ability, like Vincent said, to cop a knee injury and never be the same player ever again. So, you know, buy what you like, yes, but you can very much like, you know, players that you pretty much shouldn't be investing in, like you said. But just think about your entry. I always say, think about your entry point and why are you buying each card. This is your money at the end of the day. Like, you've worked hard for it.
Exactly.
Have a good think about it. You know, have a really good think about it. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, point of entry is huge. I think it's one of the more important things, because then the point of exit doesn't really matter. If you buy in at $5 and the market goes up, it crashes back down, and now the market is at 100. Well, you still make a profit, a huge profit. But if you buy at 75, well, that's a whole different story. Then the point of exit is very important, and you have to try to time the market. And timing the market is super. It's super hard. Like, people lost a lot of money trying to. Like, they waited for the same with the Prism. They waited at 1,000. They waited at 2,000. They saw it go for 3,000. Well, now let's buy in at 4,000. Point of exit there. It needs to keep going and going and going. At what point does it stop? And then it dropped back down. Like, and the point that the peak is also like 1, 2, or 3 sales always, and then it comes back down. Like, the peak sale is sometimes just one sale. If you're that lucky guy, good on you, but it's almost impossible to time the market. That's why if you buy in early, well, you can just sit on them, and if they go to 300 and you do not sell, and they go back to 100 and you bought it at 5, well, you still make a huge profit. But yeah, that's why point of entry is super important, man. It's becoming harder as well, because you have no idea which shit can become next.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Soccer Card Collective on the Double Coverage Media Network. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to know when we go live. Also, feel free to leave a review on the Apple Podcasting app. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time. Peace.